Hey creative friends, welcome to my channel, and here we are for Saturday happenings for May the 20th, 2023. Whew, this has been a busy week, but if you're new here, thanks for coming over, and please hit like and subscribe and the little bell so you get notifications, because I'm going to be posting videos next week. I've got some really good ones you don't want to miss, and I post videos of a whole variety of things, so who knows what's coming up. But I always like to talk about the videos I did last week, or previous in the week, so that I can answer any questions. There was some good comments on a couple of my videos. I'm so excited about this. So first of all, last Sunday I did my freezer meat challenge that I'm doing with Linda over at Linda's Pantry, where neither one of us are buying meat for 6 months, and we're using the meat to create recipes that we'll show you. Sometimes we'll show you a whole recipe. Sometimes we'll just show you kind of a cumulative video of all the things we made with that stuff that we got out of the freezer. But it's been really fun, and it's kind of making me use meat and things from my freezer that need to be used. And the most amazing thing is a bunch of you are joining us in the challenge, which is kind of cool, because it's just a good thing to kind of review, even if you're not using the meat every single week, to go in and kind of give yourself an idea of what you've got in there. It's really helpful to help you organize and keep things fresh and current. And, I know a couple people that they always get the chicken, and then all of a sudden they have all this beef. They're like, I don't want to eat beef constantly, but it helps you kind of rotate through types of meat as well. So it's a good thing. So Sunday I picked my ham. And the funniest part was I have a bunch of pumpkin pies. I had I want to say 7 of them. Yeah, I think I have 7 because now I have 6. So I have the pumpkin pies, and everybody's like, wait a minute, I thought you were going to grab a pie because I pointed them out. So I did. I grabbed a pie, and that video will be next week. You'll see how I did the pie and talk a little bit about how I make the pies, how I freeze them, and then how I use them. So that's cool. So anyway, that was fun. Then another video I did, because I'm in the Bean Bonanza collaboration, which is amazing. And oh, by the way, down in the description, I will put the link over to Linda's Pantry channel for the no meat buying for 6 months. Her recipes are so good. Like, she is a good cook. I'm like an everyday cook, but she bumps it up. Her stuff is amazing. So you want to make sure you go check those out. So there'll be a link over there to her channel. And then there will also be the links of all the people that are participating in Prepper Potpourri's Bean Bonanza, because there's a whole nother bunch of amazing recipes using dried beans. And I think that's super cool. So I had all the beans out because I was trying to figure out what I wanted to make. And then I remembered that you can actually grow the beans that are the dried beans from your pantry. Sometimes you can't. It depends on if they've been treated. But in general, you can, and why not give it a try? So I showed you guys about growing the beans. So that was kind of cool. And then, let me see, I had Wednesday and Friday, I had some challenge recipes that I made with the ham that I got. And there's actually going to be another one this afternoon. It's not really just a recipe, it's just to show you something else that I made with that ham, because that one piece of ham created 3 meals for us. So I don't look at my freezer as just these are individual meals. I look at them as there's a package of something that I can make 2 or 3 meals out of. So it kind of, if you think about it that way, it really extends your thought process around your freezer. So that's kind of cool. And so today, here's my Saturday happenings video, and then later today will be just a quick video showing you something else I made with the ham, which is actually one of the favorite things. And then during the week, I also made a recipe using my home canned chicken, and that's really good. And I make it a lot actually, but I've never made a video on it. So maybe next week, or the week after, because I don't want to eat the same thing 2 weeks in a row. I'll do a recipe using home canned chicken, because we're not just using the freezer meat. I'm also still cooking from my pantry, so I'll show you that. Now, next week coming up, I've got the freezer pie info. There's a video about those freezer pies, because I love being able just to grab a pie and have a pie, because you guys know, if you've watched me for any length of time, I would rather have, well, my first goodie would be cookies. My second would be pie. Then we'd move into the cakes, because I love pie. I don't know, pies are just so good. And then I'm looking out my window at my garden. I spent probably 3 or 4 days really putting together my garden with a lot of thought. I did a lot of companion planting research so that I could get the most out of every single bed. I also came up with some kind of cool ways to plant things so that you eliminate the amount of space. So that'll be in a video coming up next week. I did a garden tour 2023 of my garden. So that'll be fun. And let me see, I invented a thing, which I'm sure I didn't invent it, but I was thinking about it and I thought, how come I can't do that? So there's a thing that I have some things growing, and I'm not going to tell you, you got to watch the video. And those are enabling me to grow a whole bunch of stuff in like a very small space. Growing up, not out, so you'll want to look at that. And oh, before I forget, I want to remind you, going back to the freezer, no meat buying freezer challenge that Lynn and I are doing, be sure and watch the videos and be sure and comment, because each month we're going to be doing a drawing from the videos with that little logo. The little logo, it looks like a T-bone steak with a little circle and a line through it. We're going to be drawing for a gift each month. And then at the end of the collaboration, we're going to draw for a grand prize, which we're thinking about a seal a meal or a vacuum sealer kind of thing, because those are the best way to store your food in the freezer. So we want to get you guys something awesome. So be sure and comment so that you can be in the running for an awesome drawing. Okay, so then there's that. I forgot to tell you that. Garden tour, and then I have still one more Bean Bonanza recipe, because I told Prepper Potpourri that I would do 4 because she needed 4 recipes, and I like using beans. I like being made to use beans. I'll say that because in general, if I just don't go grab beans, you know, I just don't think about it. So this makes me think. I like things that force me to think about using things I may not normally on an everyday. So there will be another Bean Bonanza. And then, of course, throughout the week, I'm going to do my freezer pick tomorrow and show you what meat I'm getting out of my freezer. And then I'll do a couple of recipes, or one, or a cumulative one of the recipes that I make, so you can see what I do with the meat that I get from my freezer. Now, today, oh, I got my scissors. Today, these are such good scissors, by the way. These are Husqvarna scissors. Oh my God, they're like butter. That's so good. Anyway, today is my day. I'm going to relax. I have to tell you, I did the garden. You guys know that we had a water line run from the well to the house, and we had to dig a trench. This girl dug most of the trench. Our son came over, and he got the deepest part, but I got it down probably 18 inches, and it's 160 feet. So there was a lot of work that I did over a few days. And then Brian, with his foot surgery, unable to put any weight on it. He really can't walk around. So we have a lot of property to mow. I mowed it. I've weed whacked it. I used the blower and blew off the deck and everything. I did my garden. I did the trench. The guy came over and finished the plumbing part. So now I have to fill the whole thing in. Did that. And so today I woke up and my body said, Linda, you're going to sit in your sewing room and relax and not do anything heavy lifting or any hard work today, because my body just wants to rest. I'm not a spring chicken. I need to give my body some time. So I'm going to be hanging out in my sewing room, coming up with some projects. I picked out some fabrics that I like that kind of are coordinating and go together. So I'm going to try to come up just to play around. I've got my little embroidery machine, and there's some cool things I can make with that. So today is hanging in the craft room, hanging in my sewing room, doing that. And anyway, it's kind of overcast and misty and icky, and I kind of tweaked my back yesterday. I've taken a Motrin. I'm hoping it feels better. I have an event I should be going to, but I'm going to wait because I don't want to sit in the chairs that they have there. So it may not be that comfortable. Anyway, so it's overcast and misty. And then coming up next week also, I'm thinking of trying to do it next week, if not in the next couple of weeks. I mentioned in one of my videos using the Mrs. Wages pasta sauce. So I ordered some of that, and I just do it from the can because where we're at, I can't grow the big tomatoes. We just don't get the length of daylight and the heat. So I don't grow tomatoes. So I could buy them, but then I would have to peel them. It's all the work. So when I do the Mrs. Wages, because they're formulated to be able to use with canned tomatoes, I'm going to go to the chef store, get the big number 10 cans, And I'm probably going to be canning some more Mrs. Wages in the next couple of weeks. So hopefully I will get to that. And then that's it. My list. I got my list covered. So there you have it. That's what's happening in my world today. I hope your world is awesome. I hope you're doing some fun stuff. And summertime is coming. I just think it's a great time of year. So anyway, there you are. It's Saturday. Happy Saturday. And as always, thanks for watching. And I'll see you in my next video.